It's pretty good throughout
So
the campaign.
it is. Yeah, good.
I know you can't play it.
I did bring a controller here, and I have a gaming class laptop. But of course, the version I bought is there's no such thing as a PC and console version, right? I brought the cross-compatible version or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the campaign from the other one? Or
Nope,
did you even
didn't play it.
Yeah. Okay.
But I won't spoil anything because it's worth
Okay.
playing, especially because you can't play the multiplayer until this Friday.
Or in my case, until next Monday.
Yeah, which you can go ask the man in the mirror while that's happening. The visuals though are incredible. Like the graphics are. The only thing I'll say is the very first opening cutscene, like very first thing anybody who has ever touched this campaign will see. I was like, that's Utah. Like I thought it was just like a film. Nope, it's the game. Like it's really good from like that perspective. So there you go.
Well, I'm really happy for you. I'm glad that worked out. I'm so glad that you brought it up. It's nice.
I mean, the details, the gun, the story, the plot, it's all there. I mean, Microsoft, if they haven't considered buying the indie studio behind this game, they should, because they do an incredible job.
Which do you think it's worth?
If
one were to make such an offer.
Maybe $7 billion if you're lucky.
How many bungees do you think?
Oh God, Paul, I didn't wake up on Monday to do math. So, yeah. Anyways, that's that. If you had to you can. It's annoying how they do
still technically pre-order it, right?
But it's not a pre-order anymore. Like, because if you go give them money today, if you go give them dollars today, you can play instantly. To me,
right?
In my classic way of thinking, that's called buying something.
I'm with you. I'm just, the game technically doesn't come out. They've provided the campaign in early access. We're using semantics.
It's like coming out of where? Like the guy in the back of GameStop, like putting it on the shelf? Like,
it's a digital thing, right? You have to pre-order it digitally to get it this way.
But I already paid for it. Like it's... The game is out. The multiplayer is just delayed a week. That's all.
Okay. Well, that's okay. I wonder actually, so let's think about this. Multiplayer's done. It's not like that's the issue. So why did they want people to spend a week playing this first? What was the enticement? In other words, most people would probably be more enticed by playing multiplayer early.
Well, I bet
they would never even look at single player.
There's like multiple things go through my head. One, what does the Sony contract say with Microsoft and putting content out there? It might just be like exclusive to multiplayer. So like, okay, what can we do for Xbox or other platforms? Oh, we can let them play the campaign.
Interesting. Okay.
The other thing too is
DLC. They do have a DLC thing, although
yeah,
the time frame of that has gone down. In fact, actually, that might be gone. I know there are probably still Sony exclusives, but there was a time when it was a month or more between DLC launches on different platforms because of the Sony contract.
The other aspect of it is too, they know how many people play the campaign, and they're like, look, nobody plays this thing, and it's pretty darn good. How do we get people to play the campaign? Like, I wouldn't have played it.
I mean, I'm just curious how it came about in the first place. In other words, You're right. And I think they know nobody ever since the first one or two. And then they kept doing this, right? Except with one, maybe two rare exceptions where there were no campaigns. They keep making this thing. And to your point, you compared it to a movie. I mean, these things require the resources of a movie to make. Why would they do this in this day and age? There must have been a reason.
I think it's just to get people to pay more money, play it, and
yeah. I mean, they did. There was a big storyline in this one. I mean, obviously they want to have a trilogy for whatever reason, just as storytellers, I guess. But well, okay.
Yeah. So there you go. If you were thinking about it, like people listening, I know Paul will play through it. He should. Like it's a good, good plot line.
I've skipped a few myself actually, and I don't remember the versions anymore. There are a few I just ignored and then later went back and did. The previous Call of Duty because I've been so bored just doing the same thing over and over again. There are these little sidetracks, like the Modern Warfare remakes came out. I replayed those 2 campaigns, and then this one, the last one, I did eventually play it all the way through. I always get stuck somewhere. Like this happened to me on Halo Infinite, where I get to a particular point and you just keep dying and dying and dying, and then they throw you back to some long ago point in the game. It's like I don't want to do this again. Like what are you doing?
No, they don't do that. So one of the things they did, I think, particularly well in this campaign is the thing that turned me off to playing campaigns like single player for a long time. It always just felt like you're behind a barrier and guys just keep shoveling through the door, and then you just shoot them, and then more guys shovel through, and you do that for 5 minutes. Yeah, you're not like, it doesn't feel like that. It feels much more like a movie, like you're partaking in a movie than you are in a camp. Like it's
talked about
it's
this
done well.
The original trilogy is the single player campaigns were great. Like they were absolutely worth playing, and I've done so multiple times, including recently. So, like I said, when they remade 1 and 2, I played those campaigns, better graphics and everything, and then I just went back into 3 again, the original version, because I just wanted to, just kind of finish it up or whatever. But those are good games. So anyway, I'm glad there's a good tradition there, I guess. But I don't know. I mean, really, it's really all about multiplayer. I just want to see more maps. Like I enjoyed the little beta they did. Right? What were they, like 4 maps or something?
I think
it wasn't.
Well, it depends on what game type you're playing, but I think it was
match, so.
Like just classic multiplayer. I think was only 2 or 3, and then there was one.
It was definitely at least 3, but there wasn't many.
Yeah,
let's just say that.
Yeah, which it's a beta. That's they do.
But they were largely very good maps, so there's a lot riding on this one for sure.
We'll enjoy that Friday. Some of us will.
Or Monday, yeah.
The other hilarious thing, and I can't believe Microsoft is actually building this PC Manager app. So Microsoft is building an application that will help sort of like spruce up your PC. Like people are comparing it to CC Cleaner and some of those other types of applications. So Microsoft is jumping the shark. I'm like, you know what? We can't do it with the OS, so we're going to build an app that will do it for you.
Right. Well, except for, okay, so this is interesting. Unfortunately, my face is going to get a little whiter than usual here in a moment. I was just writing about this. So I'm working on this book. I've been doing these chapters, and I think I finished up the files section, right? So there was a storage bit to it. I'm sitting there trying to even find where this is in the UI, even though I just read a book about it. Anyway, so there's this stuff you can do to kind of clean up storage, right? So there's still this, Jesus, I can't remember anything. There's a legacy disk cleanup app, right? Mm-hmm. Which lets you, it gives you different categories of things you can delete, like downloaded program files, temporary and files if you have a previous Windows install, whatever. And if you type like clean into the start menu, you find that, and then you can go into like just the settings app, and there's actually ways you can do that. Like you can go by content type. Like I don't have that stuff in here now, but if I go into like temporary files, like I can remove files related to delivery optimization, Windows Update, downloads, blah, blah, blah. And it tells you how much they are. And then, like, interestingly, there's this thing under storage. There's like yet another thing called cleanup recommendations. And it's sort of a light version of that disk cleanup tool, where it actually gives you kind of another style of list of different things you can remove to save space by category, right? They have temporary files, large unused files, etc. That thing you're describing, what's it called, PC Checkup or something, or PC Manager, is yet another way to do exactly the same thing. I don't mind that there's this kind of functionality has to be in Windows. The disk cleanup tool, which is this legacy thing, which by the way is probably something you can script too, but whatever. Obviously needs to be replaced and modernized. They've done some of that work in the settings app, and then this freaking thing comes out. It's like, what are they doing? Why is there another way to do this? Like, there's absolutely no reason anything in PC Manager, what a stupid name too, can't be in the operating system. In fact, a lot of it is, right? So I'm sorry, I'm just looking at it. So storage management, the thing I was talking about. Health check is something that's been part of Windows for a long time. Process management, which is like what? Task manager, I guess. You can end processes that are like what? Unused, I guess, including one related to my audio card. And then there's a yet another startup app manager. Nice. This stuff exists.
Yeah.
It's all there. Like it's in different places. I get that. But really, I think this is just a front end to stuff in Windows. And given that, it should just be. Although this little boost thing is kind of interesting. I don't believe there's anything exactly like that in Windows. So there's one button that's new. I don't know. What do you think of this thing? Like, what is the?
I don't know. When I see the boost button, all I can think about is the turbo button from way back in the day.
Yeah. Yep. I'm not going to click it now because if I do, it'll just shut down Teams. That's like the easiest way to boost performance on your PC. You know?
Boost performance. It just closes
like,
Teams and Skype.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that should just be part of Windows.
It should be
part of Windows. Yep.
I mean,
and it needs a new name. That's dumb.
Yeah. I wonder if this is something that just kind of escaped the labs on accident. It just feels odd.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, right. You're right. It does. Yeah. Well, and if you download it now, you get that nice little Chinese language thing to make you feel safe about the download. So it's fine.